Hello and welcome to another episode on Maritime Radar. Shipping is vitally important to the global community, playing a key role in its sustainable development. The world depends on a safe, secure, and efficient shipping industry, and the shipping industry depends on an adequate supply of seafarers to operate the ships that carry the essential cargoes we all rely on. Shipping is highly technical, demanding a considerable skill, knowledge, and expertise from those who work in it. To achieve a truly international industry, shipping needs a global network of specialist education and training establishments to ensure a continuing stream of high-caliber recruits. Repositioning Nigeria's maritime industry towards the path of economic growth and sustainability are some of the issues that will be on the front burner on this show. I'm Nneoma Obi-Asualo. Maritime education and training must be of high and consistent quality throughout the world. They must be skills and competence-based with the utilization of the latest technology. Maritime education and training should not be for only seafarers, as it needs a broader coverage. Naval architecture, marine engineering, marine law, and many other fields all require specialist training. To achieve a sustainable development in the nation's maritime industry, training, education, and mentorship must be given its rightful place. But before we go further into today's lineup on the program, let's find out the latest in maritime news.
The Nigerian Ports Authority says the $1 billion Ondo State Multipurpose Deep Sea Port project received all necessary approval for its implementation. NPA's Managing Director, Mohammed Bello Koko, made this assurance when the Ondo State Coordinator for Special Projects, Boye Oyewumi, submitted a full business case for the port to him. Located on the coast of Ondo State, the port project would be funded through a public-private partnership. Bello Koko reaffirmed the NPA's commitment to working with the Federal Ministry of Transportation and other relevant agencies to obtain approvals to enable the port to begin operations. Nigeria's government has approved various projects, including the refurbishment of water systems at the Lagos Port Complex at Apapa and the renewal of maritime pollution port reception facilities for the disposal of ship-generated waste and cargo residue at Lekki Port, the Dangote Refinery, and the Dangote Jetty. Minister of Transportation Muazu Zambo noted that the Apapa project would include a refurbished, operational and transfer model estimated at 5.04 billion naira. This would be inclusive of a concession period of 16 years with a 1-year refurbishment period as moratorium. The Lekki project is estimated at 4.7 billion naira, inclusive of a concession period of 16 years and a 1-year refurbishment moratorium period. The Mauritanian Maritime Administration is working with the International Maritime Organization to put in place a legal framework that gives full and complete effect to IMO instruments dealing with maritime security. At a 3-day workshop in Port Louis, Mauritius, hosted by Shipping Division under the Ministry of Blue Economy, Maritime Resources, Fishery and Shipping, brought together 30 participants from key national agencies. Sadher Maho, Mauritian Minister of Blue Economy, Marine Resources, Fishery and Shipping, stressed the need for enhanced cooperation at both regional and international levels to be able to respond to maritime security threats. The workshop focused on flag, port and coastal state obligations, as well as familiarity with the content of the IMO circular on guidance for the development of national maritime security legislation. The first quarter of 2023 saw a decline in seafarers' happiness levels, as reported by the latest Seafarers' Happiness Index published by the Mission of Seafarers. The study captured sentiments across a broad range of welfare issues and revealed a dip in overall happiness from 7.69 to 7.1 out of 10 compared to Q4 2022. The survey found that seafarer satisfaction levels fell in 9 out of 10 surveyed areas. Key concerns included shore leave access, sign-on and sign-off procedures, inadequate food provisions, bureaucratic paperwork, ineffective leadership, and social isolation. Furthermore, disparities in health and well-being programs, dental care access, mental health support, career development opportunities were also reported. Despite the decline, seafarers acknowledged the importance of positive onboard interactions for their well-being and job satisfaction. Secretary General of the Mission to Seafarers, Reverend Canon Andrew Wright, said the decline in the satisfaction of seafarers following steady improvements throughout 2022 illustrates the importance of maintaining momentum on seafarers' welfare and addressing challenges collaboratively.
If you're just joining us, this is Maritime Radar. Nigeria's first deep-sea port, Lekki Port, was projected to regain the maritime business lost to ports in the neighboring West African countries, which was to enable the nation leverage the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, create jobs, and boost the economy. But stakeholders fear Lekki Seaport may replicate Apapa pains. Joining us to dissect these critical issues in Nigeria's maritime industry is Captain Tajudeen Alao, President, Nigerian Association of Master Mariners. Stay with us. It's good to have you on the show. Let's start this conversation looking at your contributions as the president of your association, the contributions you have spearheaded, which is geared towards maritime development.
Thank you very much, Nneoma. We have been able to unite different opinions into one good body. And we've been able to raise the standard as far as professionalism is concerned in marine business. We have attended many conferences, nationally and internationally. We have participated in many seminar workshops, and we have been at the National Assembly twice or 3 times in the last 1 year to make our contribution into passing of bills as it concerns shipping and maritime operation. I think, and we have done in the area of mentorship and guidance for the upcoming mariners. I think we have tried big achievement.
With the losses in the industry, talking about the death of Otumba Kunle-Falari and now Madam Margaret Orakusi, it becomes imperative that mentorship should be on the front burner. How do you think this can be achieved going forward?
Thank you. Permit me to say 1 second silence for the loss of Lady Mrs. Princess Nneoma Orakusi and our late Guru Otumba Kunle-Falari. People like them, they put in over 4-5 decades, especially Otumba Falari, and they make so much sacrifice with their own money in order to contribute, in order to be present when issues that matter is being discussed. Even internationally, Margaret Orakusi, may also rest in perfect peace, even travel abroad for international conference on fishing and fishing trawlers, not government sponsored. So we need people like that. And when I look left and right, you can count them, how many people around that will use that not for their personal gain, but for the industry to express that fashion. Not many people that are selfless around anymore. So we are the one. Captain Ademo also is left. Real Admiral Indu Busikanu also left us. Captain Ejemba, in fact, Captain Ogu. These were men, fine men. The chief of our staff, Rear Admiral Mike Igbe, they were in the front runners when it comes to merchant marine, raising the standard and asking for the right position by the government, recognition by the government that you must listen to these practitioners. So people like that, they are few. Otumba Sarumi is still alive, is still around. Captain Olugbode is still around. Captain Olukotun is still around. The GM.
So what are these people doing to ensure mentorship for the younger people to take over from them?
Well, we are the younger people. We are the next generation to them. And that's why I'm here now, to keep the flag flying. So that when they are seeing us from there, they are happy that the vision they had is not, they've set their standard, they pay their dues. So if people, they are 70-something, 80-something, you could not.
There's this fear that Lekki Seaport may replicate the Apapa pains with the issue of infrastructure and evacuation. What do you think should be done to arrest these concerns?
First of all, there must be meeting of minds, calling of planners. I'm a transport planner, by the way, aside being a master mariner, to say, look, there is danger. The community, masses, people are moving that axis. At the same time, we have that. So I believe there must be alternative routes, and also the fact that Lekki Seaport is not supposed to be run like other ports. It's supposed to be an entry port for Nigerian goods, where when goods are discharged there, they are moved by sea to other parts of Nigeria, to Apapa, Tinkan, to Warri, to Port Harcourt. That was the design. But in view of the recent development, additional infrastructure must be put in place, because they never considered rail evacuation, and it was the road that built before that are being strengthened. So they need to stop movement of people from settling in sensitive areas, and also create alternative routes.
But why should we have these concerns? Haven't seen what is happening in Apapa. Why should we not be able to curb this thing? Is it that we don't have visionary leaders, or we don't have those who understand this?
They do.
So what exactly is the problem?
The original concept is not what people, it's not for trucks to move to Lekki to evacuate.
Okay. That
wasn't the concept. But we are now seeing trucks, because of the problem of Apapa, moving that way.
Why so?
You will not. So let us take care of Apapa, and therefore there will be no need for them to move there to that axis. Any available space, trucks will take advantage to park. You understand? Because the rails are not moving the cargo, the pipeline, they are not moving the products.
So what should we be doing now about it to arrest these concerns before it becomes?
The concern is, let us solve the problem of Apapa, create parking space, which the truck union do not want government to control. The government must exert their authority. There are areas in Igomu, areas in Foster that were created before that could take all these trucks. But the union want where they can control. They don't want to listen to government. That's the basis of that crisis. So that we won't have that problem. No preparation is made for Lekki, and any intervention made parking area is just intervention. It will not be a permanent solution. Creating alternative routes will be a permanent solution. And if they do it in 2 years, they will achieve it.
Still on the issue of the Lekki deep sea port, but that will be after this short break. Please stay with us.
News Central TV, Africa's #1 storyteller, has come with the best of both worlds. With a combination of news app and live TV, we ensure that you keep track of the latest headlines, breaking news, and in-depth analysis from professional journalists from around the continent. Download the News Central TV app on Android and iOS and get started today. Don't forget to follow us on News Central's social media platforms. News Central, Africa First.
If you are just joining us, this is Maritime Radar, and I have with me Captain Tajudeen Alao. He is the president, Nigerian Association of Master Mariners. Before we went on that break, you were talking about how we can curb the concerns of stakeholders on the Lekki seaport, that we should look and address the issues in Apapa. So how do we correlate this?
Look, the problem of that axis is as a result of the spillover from Apapa.
Okay.
But the axis was not designed for operation like Apapa.
Okay.
It wasn't designed for evacuation of cargo by trucks.
Okay.
It's by shuttle ships that will carry a container to other parts of Nigerian ports. You know, maybe if it is product, pipeline to other parts. But what we are seeing, because of the congestion in the Apapa axis, then we have that problem where trucks are heading that way.
So what conversation should we be having now to address this?
The conversation,
because there's already a fear.
Yes. They should sit down and address the original concept and factor in the new development by evacuation route, creating about 20 villages, communities were collapsed, acquired to build that axis. They should also expand it to say, look, no more development, communal development in this area.
Okay.
Because people are moving en masse into, is the new town by the people, and can you stop it? Omunile will sell anything out. Government should move in and enforce so that quickly provision of rail, provision of alternative route for cargo should be provided, and parking space. I learned MPA is organizing about 3 parking lots en route, but it's still the same road for evacuation. While the roads designed for the wheel axle of more than 30 tons.
That is not designed.
It was not designed. So by the time you put in heavy trucks, are going to run into crisis. And the places, they are sandy and muddy areas to start with. So government need to sit down quickly. Lagos State government that is giving approval to development, the Minister of Transport, Minister of Work, to quickly find a solution. It is a good dream. You know that port was supposed to be in Ogun State,
Okay.
not Lagos State,
Okay.
but due to reasons, Lagos State had it. So, and now it's a good thing for employment for our teeming youth, but the other negative aspect, we must address it as a matter of urgency.
Okay, looking at the cabotage vessel financing fund, it's been 20 years and a lot of things have been happening around it. Recently, the Minister of Transportation says they're going to disperse it. The DG of NIMASA has already gotten the PLIs and all that. And then the news broke that House of Representatives have asked him to stop the disbursement. What exactly is happening around this?
It is a back signal. It is a shocker to the industry, but we can still address it. One, this administration, they will soon close. The industry will exist after them. So the industry stakeholders will still come together. This money is stakeholders' money, contribution. You understand? Government is just the custodian, and therefore you can't stop it unilaterally. And thank God NISA, which is Nigerian Indigenous People Association, that championed this thing, is they put their house in order. They put their acts together. So I hope it's not lost.
But someone said that lack of cooperation is the major issue in this disbursement and even in the entire maritime development. Do you think that is
I doubt it.
Because, you know, did you see the cooperation between NISA and so on in this?
I don't think that if it were, why are they just putting up guidelines now? What could Swan and NISA do? What they could only lobby, be a pressure group. If the government was determined since 20 years ago to increase tonnage, they will release the money.
Okay, the DG of NIMASA said the funds is highly politicized. Do you think that is responsible for the stoppage by the reps?
I do not know what is going on underground, but what I know and what I expect is that we should be transparent. This is democracy. We should be transparent. The original vision of the people saying let us have an now. Remember, there was Shipping Promotion Decree of 1987, Decree 10, has also supported giving money to indigenous people to increase tonnage. So we now follow that. Area of strength, the coastal waters, we can do better. And this money should come from this area. And the money was mounting. Even before the money got to this level, government should have given out something in our area of in gap. Identify the gap and look at the operators in those gaps and support them. We don't need to wait for 20 years for good order's sake.
Yeah, because looking at the impact of these funds when it comes to indigenous shipping, when it comes to creating sea time for our seafarers,
multiplier effect is so fantastic, so great.
So why?
So this is what so the political will was not there to disburse. Our people had ships. Indigenous people, they had ships. Some people, Jalapamo, 7 ships, 10 ships. Some people have 2, 3. All these ships were older ships. And they are gone. So they were players. You know them. Say, you have to replace this ship. Those who have single, you have to replace them. Government should come out. Since government is not going to buy, should give the money long time ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Not wait till now that we don't have any coastal tank at all, that the place is dominated by foreigners.
I think indigenous shippers must take their ground. And what do you think? What do you think, in your view, should be the conversation they should be having around these funds? Because they contributed it.
They contributed the money, but government doesn't want to appreciate. They say it's government money because an act is put together to collect the money.
Because it's inhibiting maritime development.
It is indeed inhibiting.
Causing foreign dominance.
And do you know what is happening even with foreign dominance? Because of the war in Ukraine, the freight rate has gone up, and those good ships, they are moving to Europe. So a gap is being created, and that's the danger in shipping, where you don't have.
And we don't have our own to
fill the gap,
to cushion the. Yes.
It is danger.
So it's a huge danger.
It is big danger. Iranian government, I worked with Iranian government for some years, and they had sanctions, but they had about 85 ships, 120 ships at the time. And we could go to Vancouver and stay 3 months waiting to carry grain, go to Australia because it's their ship. They absorb the losses, and their country was never starved of food, of industrial items. So we need to take a cue from this and make sure we used to have ships before, local and international going ships. We used to have about 30, 40 international going ships. Yeah. And we used to have about same number in the local market.
You are called to give an advice to government and the stakeholder. What will you be saying to them on this issue?
What in unity there is strength in unity, and therefore they should keep on. Look, these House of Rep people, they were voted in, their time is up. We have new people now, so they should keep up the pressure, using the press, draw with facts, drawing the attention of the government to say, look, we need to develop this sector. Maritime sector is contributes more than oil into our GDP. It gives employment to our teeming youths. The multiplier effect is big, enormous, and we must tap into it. So we need to open their eyes and educate them. The agencies of government, they are just regulatory enforcement, but the NGOs, like Master Marina and these associations, we must come together and have a common front to tell them, say, look, there is a gap that we must fill, that government will benefit in the final analysis.
We must continue to have these conversations until these funds are disbursed. I must thank you most kindly for your time on the program. It's been Tajudeen Alao. He is the president, Nigerian Association of Master Mariners. I must thank you once again for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
And that's where we draw the curtain on this week's edition. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Every week, join us on Maritime Radar as we explore factors that will ensure the development of the maritime sector in Africa. You can also expect the latest in local and global maritime news, industry insights right here. I'm Nneoma Obi-Asualo. Many thanks for your time.